This is the vegan. This is the vegan anarchist. And in this live stream, well, I'm gonna wait for some people to show up. But it's about why I don't support Beto work. And before you write me off as some Trumpist, I'm an anarchist and I don't like Trump and I don't like Cruz either. I despise Ted Cruz, as a matter of fact. So, mm, so I wouldn't. So this comes from someone who actually cares about marginalized people. Oh, it's like someone's. And well, first I'm gonna have to turn on my. Before I talk, I'm gonna introduce myself like tasers and newcomers. I'm the vegan anarchist. I make videos about like anarchism, veganism, leftist stuff, and yeah, I fucking hate Ted Cruz too. But the point I'm trying to make in this video is that look, you may or may not vote for Beto, but you can't trust Beto for everything. Like just like Syriza sold out the working class who voted for him. Just like the Mexican president who was a quote left populist got elected. He promised a lot of stuff like jobs for students, and he didn't fulfill it. And there is a notable, there's a notable thing about progressive quote unquote politicians sounding all progressive, but as soon as they get in office, they're not really. And politicians are basically pseudo progressive until proven otherwise. That's how we should treat politicians. We shouldn't trust them at all. At all. We should even have it. We should be anarchists, not fall for politician. We shouldn't have a political class. And it's time for us as anarchists to, well, as workers and anarchists and disabled and other marginalized communities, to instead of like just saying voting and asking for crumbs, we should be, if anything, we should be not just demanding but taking crumbs. Not just crumbs. Don't take the whole. As I say, don't take a large piece of pie. Take over the whole bakery. Then, when you take over the bakery, you are guaranteed a larger piece of pie. By voting, all you're doing is begging for. And look, you can beg to power all you want, but if there isn't a movement behind you, they're not going to give you anything. And it takes a huge movement for them to be even willing to give you crumbs. Like FDR, it took literally a threat of a communist revolution for FDR to do his New Deal, and even then it excluded black and brown and Latino people. And behind every liberal victory, there's radicals like me fighting for the cause, and then the liberals take the benefit, they take the credit for something radicals like me and black radicals and radicals of colors and radicals of all stripes do. And as someone who's Latinx, I don't look like it, but I am. From my dad's side of the family, I feel like Beto is kind of pandering to me. And yeah, obviously Ted Cruz doesn't have my interest in heart, could give a shit. But we should think twice before automatically throwing our support around politicians, no matter if they're quote justice Democrats, just because they promise something or are nice to us. History has shown that the state and capitalists don't willing to give us crumbs or basic more crumbs unless it's in their own interest or we force their hand into it. And if you're a doctor or nurse or someone who knows doctors and nurses, and we need to start healthcare co-ops, mutual aid societies. We need to help actual unions, not the bullshit unions you hear about, but like the last actual union in America, like the IWW or the Wobblies. We need to actually unite. We need to actually take power for ourselves. We shouldn't settle for politicians to represent us because only we as workers or if all marginalized people can represent ourselves, and we ought to govern ourselves, and we ought to do it as voluntarily and cooperatively as possible with free association. And I don't mean the bullshit ANCAP version of voluntary, but yeah, I mean Yeah, politicians promise us heaven, but they give us hell. If they don't give us hell, they give us mediocre results. And look, I'm in the LGBTQ, and I would consider voting for Beto. And I kind of chose not to because, to be honest, I kind of tore up my ballot like a year ago because I, because in my anarchist moods, which I'm an anarchist and I have those moods where it doesn't matter who you're voting for, and marginally it does. But consider this: in many states, there are voting machines that haven't been updated since 2014, and there's so many holes. Even an 11-year-old hacker can hack in like 11 minutes. 11-year-olds, much less professional hacker, can hack this ballot, and some of them, the ways you don't even require special equipment. Like, and of course, the Secretary of State's denied it, but during the testing in Las Vegas, where they invited some students, they hacked it. They hacked the replicas, the exact replicas, and then of course they try to cover it up. But let me ask you a question: if the voting machines can be hacked, what they may try and take away votes, but they can always just hack the election anyways if they don't like a politics. Just look what they did to Bernie. They rigged the election against Bernie, and he screwed him out of it and rigged it. Who's the Democrats are doing it? Who to say? And I not just who to say. How much are I'm willing to bet that they're willing to do the same thing, not just the Democrats but Republicans. If the person's truly threat to the status quo, corporation will just draw all the money and make the economy tank the economy, so someone wouldn't get elected and pressure us by taking all the money out of the country in a basically financial terroristic act. My message is, and is continue to be, don't fuck with politicians. Well, don't beg for politicians. Unite and take it ourselves. We only have a right to healthcare if we not only have the knowledge and the wisdom of knowing we do, but the unity and might to take it. And we must take our healthcare. I'm a Texan. And yes, if someone put a gun in my hand, I would choose Beto over Ted Cruz. But that's a low bar. We shouldn't even be asking for better politicians. We shouldn't even have politicians. Workers need to take over the factories and the stores and everything like that. It's just, the power is in us, not in politicians. They're in us. If workers by themselves, of all colors, and disabled people, and unemployed people unite, we can shut down the whole economy and make them kneel to our demands. And yeah, they're going to call the military on us if we don't give them, if we don't fall for their crumbs or concessions. But if we have enough people in America, the military can't even win in Iraq, Vietnam, Afghanistan, Syria. We have a standing chance if it ever comes to the masses being attacked by right wing groups or various other groups. And another thing is, I know it's very a lot of liberals are going to give me crap for this, but honestly, I don't trust Beto's gun control policies, and here's why. Look at those people in who when the Proud Boys, where people are literally being threatened by neo Nazis and the Proud Boys, and the cops step in with the Proud Boys, and only ever got after Charlottesville a few people only because they were pressured and it'll look bad. But believe me, the cops have their backs. They're not required by court and not decided by court to protect us. We need to be able to protect ourselves from fascism. Not a hypothetical. It's a literal possibility that's literally could be. It's literally happening right now, and that's problematic. Of course, as a last resort, but come on, people, wake up. Those who join forces are the same who burn crosses. Yep, that was a song by Rage Against the Machine, and that's so true. Bare minimum is question authority. challenge authority, challenge and assert our individualities, our equality, our liberty. That's what I'm trying to say by not supporting Beto. We shouldn't just give him free reign. We shouldn't just hold his feet to a fire. We should be fighting against the whole system of having politicians in the first place. And of course, this is getting a little long, but my message is fight, unite and fight. We're outnumber the powerful. We have the numbers to take everything back. We have the labor power. Unite. This is the vegan anarchist. No meat, no milk, no masters. And one last thing. Beto's works, as far as my understanding, is we also support animal agriculture, small farms, but that includes animal agriculture. And I can't support someone who supports animal agriculture, even though it's Texas and he won't get elected. But, fuck animal agriculture. See ya. That's coming from a vegan also, but see ya.